मधुर बैन कोट सैन संग सोग कहत मान शोध जिसे दही पात खाए जियो वाहे गुरु 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 वाहे जियो कवल मैल मधुर बैन कोट सैन संग सोग कहत मान शोध जिसे दही पात खाए जियो वाहे गुरु वाहे गुरु वाहे गुरु वाहे जियो वाहे गुरु वाहे गुरु वाहे गुरु वाहे जियो वाहे गुरु 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 वाहे गुरु.
We're a diaspora paper.
Great.
I just wanted to ask you, what exactly was the reason for coming today? Just a goodwill thing, just for funsies?
Alex Hawke is the member for Mitchell, and he is very supportive of the Sikh community in this part of Sydney, and he asked me to come and visit the community and meet with them and pay my respects to the representatives of the Sikh community, which is such an intrinsic part of the Australian community. So it was a great opportunity to meet people here at the temple and to talk to them about their issues and concerns.
Yeah, just one thing. The Australian government is doing very well, so many things. Still there is something due to identity to the Sikhs. Do you think need to do some things, some planning to tell the people who are the these are the Sikhs and these are the others, because they are facing identity problem still.
I'm not quite sure which issue you're addressing.
I know what I think that you're talking about the identity of the Sikhs within Sydney, the diaspora. So sometimes people mistake Sikh community for Islamic community or other communities.
Oh, I see.
And yeah, that often they're unfairly, targeted with some difficult people. But those people in Sydney, I mean, we don't want any community being targeted. They're doing the wrong thing. But I think the Sikhs, the temple here has gone a long way to, improving and making people understand the relationship that you've got here with so many Sikhs. As I understand it, it's the largest association outside of India in the Southern Hemisphere. The largest Sikh association.
I also think as
ਜੁਗੋ ਜੁਗ ਅਟਲ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਹਜ਼ੂਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਠੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. As you all know that Honorable Julie Bishop, Foreign Minister of Australia, is among us. And we have tried to raise few issues when we are in the boardroom meeting. And I have prepared a list of the things, and I would like to submit that list to the Honorable Minister. But before that, I'm going to just like a brief issues which we are facing at the moment. And Honorable Minister, as when you were addressing the press conference, someone asked you regarding the Sikh identity issue. I would like to tell you that turban is a very unique symbol to us. It is one of the most important symbols in Sikhism. But unfortunately, some other communities took us like some other communities say. I don't have any fear in saying that sometimes we are considered as Muslims or Arabs. But I'll assure you that if you see some lady or man with a turban walking on any street in America, Canada or Australia, that person will be 99.9% Sikh. So this has created a lot of problem with this misconception in our identity. And I would like that federal government should take some steps, as it has been done in United States. And the first step they have taken is they've created a pamphlet, and they are helping the Sikhs to promote their identity so that they are not mistaken. That's one of our major issue. Other issue is being faced by, it is in Australia only, I think. It is not in anywhere else. It is not in England. It is not in Canada or not in America. That's the kirpan. Kirpan is a little sword. It is again symbol of our faith. It is article of faith which is worn by since the inception of Khalsa in 1699. Unfortunately, most of the security personnel and police officers and even the public service, they don't know what it is. So I request you, as it has done in Victoria. In Victorian police has issued it is like an identity card type of thing. Any person wearing that kirpan can keep it with him or her. So whenever anyone asks that question, then they can show it to her. And I would request you to help us in this matter, so that it should come from the federal government, because Australia is one country, it is not different states. So it should be universal to whole of Australia, and that's my request. So I request that. Then there are a few other issues. As Mr. Surendra was saying in the meeting that the Sikhs has fought in World War I, II, and with the Allied forces. During those days, they never have to wear the helmet. They fought World War I, II without helmets. If they can fight in a war, why can't they ride a bike? So we have put a petition to Blacktown City Council, which is still pending. And we would like, again, the federal government's help in this matter, so that in whole of Australia, any Sikh, any practicing Sikh can ride on the bike without any inhibition. The other issue being faced by, it is not only by Sikh community, it is by whole wider Australian people, who are all the migrants. I'm talking only Sikhs here. In the Sikh community, in our culture, our parents want to live with us. And we are paying a lot of money to the federal government to bring them over here. We are under contributory parents visa. To bring your father and mother too, it is almost $100,000 now. That's fine, we abide by the law. But could you please make some arrangement, they get at least health care card, so they can get some medicines with a little bit on concessional rates. These are the few issues. I'll give you in all these in writing. And the other thing, on behalf of all the Sikhs, and I would like to advise you that Sikhs don't agree with the same-sex marriages. As per our Rahat Maryada issued from, it is code of conduct issued from our supreme body in Amritsar, Sikhs don't agree with that one. Thank you very much. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Well, Mr. Jagtar Singh and everyone here, I want to thank you so much for the opportunity of opening up your temple to us today to receive Australia's Foreign Minister, Julie Bishop, who is a strong supporter of the Australia-India relationship, the Indian diaspora that is here in Western Sydney, which is very large and very vibrant, and of which the Sikh community is such an important component. As a local person, I've grown up here knowing that the Sikhs are one of the best communities that we have here in northwest Sydney. So when I hear Jagtar tell us about some of the challenges that are being faced from other sections of the community, I can also say to you, as someone who grew up in Western Sydney, that I know the Sikhs and I know they are very good people and a very good community who do a great job for this country. And I know that is the prevalent view amongst most of the community in Western Sydney as well. So I don't want you to think that as a federal representative or with the minister here from the federal government that we for 1 second entertain any doubt about the great strength and the great community-oriented spirit of the Sikh community here in Western Sydney and in Australia in general. So thank you so much for the way you conduct yourselves. Today it's my job to introduce a woman who is on the world stage. She chairs the UN Security Council. She represents Australia at so many forums around the world, representing not just our country's interests, but also our community's interests, your interests, our interests. And she does it with great style and aplomb. She's my deputy leader, and she's one of the great leaders of the Liberal Party. So it's a great privilege to welcome her to the Glenwood Temple here today, and I'd ask her, Julie Bishop, please make her welcome. Julie Bishop, the Foreign Minister of Australia. say some words?
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ka Fateh. Mr Jagtar Singh, the General Secretary, representatives of the Australian Sikh Association, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honoured to be here at this Sikh temple in Western Sydney with my friend and colleague Alex Hawke, the member for Mitchell. I hope that a number of you appreciate that Alex is in fact the chair of the Australia-India Parliamentary Network. And in that role, and as a local Member of Parliament in this part of Sydney, he's been a very active promoter of Australia-India relations. And I know he's a significant and passionate supporter of the Sikh community. I am very well aware that the Sikh community has been part of and intrinsic to the Australian community since at least the 19th century. And we know that Sikhs have taken part in every facet of Australian national life and have contributed enormously over generations. Indeed, this year, as we commemorate 100 years since the Gallipoli campaign in World War I, it is time for us to remember that Sikh and Australian battalions, the Anzacs, fought side by side in those battles in that terrible war. And we have maintained a strong defence and security relationship with Sikh battalions, with the Indian nation. And I note the comments that have been made about Sikh identity and repeat Alex Hawke's words that the Australian government is exceedingly grateful for the contribution that the Sikh community has made, and we're well aware of the important identity issues and will do what we can to ensure that everyone in Australia understands and appreciates the contribution that the Sikh community has made. And this is very important because the relationship between Australia and India is reaching unprecedented levels in terms of the depth and the breadth and the diversity of that relationship. We have a significant Indian diaspora here in Australia, and the connections and engagement between our two countries are increasing. Indeed, Prime Minister Modi's visit here last year, the first visit by an Indian Prime Minister since 1986, really brought the relationship to a new high. He was treated like a rock star. I recall waiting for him at Canberra Airport while he extricated himself from the crowd at Sydney Cricket Ground to get on the flight to come to Canberra. And it was quite clear that there were so many people who wanted to meet with him. Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Abbott have struck up a very close friendship. They have committed to a comprehensive economic agreement between our two countries which will see trade and commerce and investment increase. We have also agreed to undertake closer defence, security and military engagement, and this September the first bilateral maritime exercise will take place between the Indian Navy and the Australian Navy off the coast of India. We also have very strong cultural ties, and there are Indian cultural exhibitions taking place in Australia, Australian cultural exhibitions taking place in India, so that we can learn more and understand more about each other's history. And this year I'm delighted to confirm that over 300 young Australians will be travelling to India under the Abbott government's new Colombo plan, an overseas study experience for young undergraduates in our universities. Over 300 Australians will be going to India and living and studying in the universities and undertaking work experience in a way to deepen the understanding between future generations of Australians and their Indian counterparts. So It is an honour for me to be here to pay tribute to the Sikh community. I acknowledge the list of issues that the Australian Sikh Association have provided to me, and I look forward to being able to respond to them. And in Alex Hawke, you do have a local champion. So let us hope that the Australia-India relationship continues to grow. I firmly believe that the best days of that relationship lie ahead of us. And I am sure that the contribution that the Sikh community makes to life here in New South Wales and national life across Australia is appreciated and understood. It's been my pleasure to be with you today. Thank you.
Minister of Federal Government, and we like to give her a token of love. I request to the other committee members, they can come over to the stage. Yeah, please.
ਕਵਲ ਨੈਣ ਮਧੁਰ ਬੈਣ ਕੋਟ ਸੈਨ ਸੰਗ ਸੋ ਕਹਿਤ ਮਾਨ ਸ਼ੋਧ ਜਿਸੇ ਦਹੀਂ ਪਾਤ ਖਾਏ ਜਿਉ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ